So we're looking at this simple picture on this page. And simple is good because life has a way of feeling so complex and it feels like we're in such a lost place that there's really no answer for us except for somehow that huge complexities be solved and somehow I get my life back. What we're looking at in this picture is the simple way that our life becomes dramatically different, which is good news because there's a simple way to get back to the path of purpose. A funny story from my childhood. I was probably 10 or 11. Back in the day when kids used to do this thing called play outside. And I rode my bike down the street a couple blocks away to a friend's house for a birthday party. A number of us boys were playing football. After one particular play, I was tackled, and one boy pushed my face into the ground and kind of held it for a couple seconds. I didn't know what to do. Felt very awkward. I wasn't a fighter. I just, instinctually, I just got up and left. I got on my bike. I think it was a blue marathon. And I just left. I didn't know anything else to do. I didn't think through a list of options. I just got up and left immediately. And I rode toward my house, but didn't go home because across the street from my house was a park. And in the corner of the park were some bushes. And I just rode my bike through the grass and hid behind those bushes for a number of hours. I recall as it began to get dark, my mom came out and walked into the park and was calling my name. I just stayed in hiding. Here is the thing that I really want to emphasize. It's not what happened to us in life that derails us. It's our response to what happened to us that derails us. You see, if I think the problem is the thing that happened, then what do? Go back in time and change the thing that happened? Do I go back in time and do something different? Do I have to go back and find this kid and duke it out with him? How do I somehow change what happened? Because if what happened gets to decide my future, I have to somehow change what happened. There's really good news. And that is that my biggest problem is how I responded to what happened to me. And I can respond differently to my life in spite of what happened. So the thing that goes wrong in our life doesn't get to decide our future. We have all had things go wrong in our life. Whether someone did something wrong to us or we did something wrong that caused problems for other people. Honestly, most of us have both. In our history, all of us have stories of ways that people have done wrong to us and we have done wrong to others. That's the human condition. But the problem was our response to it. There's a story of a man. He's a great man and he really wants to make a difference with his life, but he's been living in the bush instead of living on the path. Here's how he describes his life. He said, as a little boy, all I dreamed of was love. And that life was going to be great love. It's me giving great love and receiving great love, and that's what life is. I don't think that's just a childhood fantasy. I think it can be a human reality. That these are the things we most want in life. That, for instance, for him, the giving and receiving of love, that is the greatest human experience. Is to be the person who's capable of giving great love, but also being the person that's a recipient of great love. But here's his story. He said, when I was a young boy, I was abused. And that taught me that if If I just want to love and give myself to people in love, I'll get exploited. So he said, I've spent the rest of my life living with this mindset. I'm going to hurt you before you hurt me. That's what it's like living in a bush. We live very differently. We're not on that path where we have these passions for what life can be and what we can do with our life. Instead, we're in this bush, and it's this hiding place. And we think we're protecting ourselves. But what we become in the protecting of ourselves, we actually lose what we really, really want. My friend, there's good news. The thing that went wrong in our life doesn't have the power to determine our future. Whether we did something or someone did something to us, it does not get to have power to determine our future. We can respond differently as a person. But every bit of my instinct that made me ride my bike into that bush, what we need to do to experience change is the coming out of the bush, which doesn't require talent. It doesn't require change. It doesn't require that you fixed anything. It doesn't require that you go back and undo what went wrong. It just simply coming out of the bush is the surrendering of oneself. That I'm not going to hide myself anymore. That I'm not going to hide what I did. I'm not going to hide what went wrong. And it doesn't mean we broadcast it to the world. It just means we're not going to hide it anymore. My friend, the thing that went wrong in your life, it does not get to determine your future.